What's cracking? It's another day here at Big Builds. Today I'm going to continue to work on the barrel heater. So the last video I got the bottom part completed in about an hour. Today I'm going to work on adding the top. Show you what I got. So here's the bottom part. Today I'm going to work on adding the top part, which is, oh, that's not it. Which is this. Boom. So what I'm going to do is, I got to cut the holes for the 2x4 tubing I'm going to put in there. I'm making this template right here so I can mark it here and mark it here and then mark it the same place on the other side and cut those holes in the same spots to make sure that I get it right. And then what I plan on doing is I'm going to put the legs on here where I want them. I'm going to level them. I'm going to actually mount the legs and I'm going to cut the hole for the top. I'm going to set the top on top. I'm going to cut the hole for the top or the bottom and where it connects, set it all together, connect it, but I'm not going to bolt it down because I want to be able to move it. Like this I can pick up right now, but once I get the tubes in there and get that on top, I'm not going to be able to move the whole thing. What I'm going to do is move the whole thing outside and do my first fire inside there to burn all the paint off, and I don't want to do that inside. So I'm going to burn it also, the first burn without the logs inside, or the fire brick inside, I'm sorry, so that it burns all the paint off all the way around. And then I'm going to bring it inside, put it where I want it, put it together, and then bolt it completely down, and then paint it also, and run the flue outside. So that's it. Show you what I get done. What's cracking? Cold as balls in here right now. Got everything done on the heater. Let me walk you through it. Everything except putting the pipes in and welding them. So what I did was I attached the legs, I cut the hole in the top, and I put the other connector for the top in there, and then I cut the top part here for the exhaust that goes outside in and put that in. So what I don't like, and what I did do is this, I actually have both the sides reversed. This actually for the top, and I made it for the bottom. I drilled the holes for the legs. But what I'm gonna do is weld those holes back up, because if you look at the legs, they're not the greatest on this kit. Look how they lean forward a lot. They're not like level at all. It's just the way they made the bolts. So it's bolted in. I'm gonna weld those shut, those holes, and what I'll do probably is get some long self-tapering or self-tapping screws and just screw them in through here. Because another thing is, like, how do you get your arm? I mean, I guess I can go through this hole here, but to get my arm way down in back over here, I mean, I guess maybe, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna get some self-tappers and self-tap them. And it really, I mean, when it's sitting there, does it really need to be bolted on the top? And it makes it easier for me to pick it up and move it when I need to move it, which I won't move it after I get it set tomorrow. But what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take it off, take it over here to my station, put the tubes in, weld the ends up, both ends up, set it back on top, connect it back together outside. So I'm gonna put it right outside here, and I'm gonna do my first burn out there to burn all this paint, toxic paint and stuff off. And then after it's burnt tomorrow, I'll come back when the paint's all burnt off, and I've got some high heat paint. So I'll kind of prep it, and then I'll high heat paint it black, and then that should be good. And then I can move it back in. Like I said, I'm gonna put it back over there in that corner. I'm probably gonna angle it like this, and then put the flue that goes out, the exhaust pipe, straight out like this, right out the side of my building. And that should be good. So all together, I mean, it's a good little kit, I will say that. But like I said, there are things like these legs, they don't fit the contours right at all. Like, there's big gaps in there. And it just, I don't know, it doesn't fit the contours at all. So like I said, I think I might get one self-tapper on the closest one and screw it up in there and try to suck it down a little bit. But other than that, that's it. Probably just one screw per side, one self-tapper per side. And that's it. So let me weld it up and get back to you. All right, so I got the pipes put in, the barrel welded up, just ready to go. And there's peanut oil everywhere. This barrel had freaking peanut oil in it, and it just got everywhere. So hopefully when I burn it, that stuff will burn off. But here's the top barrel, check it out. So like I said, I filled in the little holes that I drilled for the legs. And I ran the tube all the way through, welded it one side and another. See through there? So now when the smoke comes in, or the heat comes in, it'll heat those up. No smoke will come out because they're welded. And when I put a fan behind it, it'll push the air out into the garage that's warm. And that's how that works. So I just, like I said, I just did the 3 because those are pretty big. Want to localize it where that little turbo fan will push it real good through there. And I might go as far as to build like something that comes down off of here onto the turbo fan so it gets 100% air, but I don't know. I'm going to test it first by just putting it up there and see how much air it actually pushes through there. So now what I'm going to do is put it back on the other barrel outside, and I'm going to start it up and let it burn and burn all that paint off of there. Wish me luck. All right, so I got it burning. That paint's burning pretty strong off the outside of that. And it had that peanut oil in it, the cooking oil. That stuff is burning crazy. You can hear it crackling. Here it is, I got it rolling. I got the door open right now. When I closed it, the fire died before. It just probably wasn't, fire wasn't strong enough yet. So you can see, look at all that oil burning off of there and all that paint coming off. Pretty crazy. It's actually boiling out of the pipe and down the side. So that kind of sucks. I don't know if that's going to completely burn off or I have to take a wire wheel to it maybe. Either way, it's burning off. Keep you guys posted. What's cracking? All right, so I finished it up. It's pretty crazy. I didn't paint it, but I got the pipe ran, started a little fire, ran it out the wall. I got the 90 outside. I haven't ran the whole pipe up yet. I just wanted to kind of test it and just see how it does. And surprisingly, this fireplace is super efficient even with the door closed, and just a little bit of wood just is rocking. Check it out. Bam. So this is it. What I think I'm gonna do, here's the 1 inch, or I'm sorry, this is the 6 inch triple wall pipe. And this is the boot. The boot's kind of loose, which I don't like, but I'm gonna seal it all up. Like I'll caulk it all up so it's good. What I am gonna do is use some, and I just read on this, use some, I think it's called fireplace sealant or stove sealant, and you can actually seal these. Like you put it in there like a putty and then put them together, because if you can see, there is a little bit of smoke coming out here and there. It stops after it gets really, really hot and burning good. And then the other thing I didn't like is this joint right here. I drilled the hole so that I could screw it down, but it's still, the big end, this big end right here without the crinkle on it is the same size, so it doesn't fit no matter what I do. But the crinkle end is too small and you get this little gap all the way around here. So I don't like that too much. But like I said, I just read about that stove sealant, so I can actually put that down inside there, then put it down in and screw it. And I'm gonna do that on all the joints, I think, when I come back. But yeah, it's pretty hot. Oh yeah, I also welded a little shelf to the back of this with the leftover metal that I had, and I put my ventilator on there. I just used this portable ventilator. This thing freaking rocks, man. It has low and high settings. Even on the low setting, it just pumps. So I'm kind of waiting on it to get warm. It is kind of warm to try it. I tried it with that when it wasn't heated and it rocked. But you can see here, there's like no smoke. It's rocking. And then check it out. I mean, it's burning good up in there. Like really good. And that's just like a couple little scrap pieces of wood. I just wanted to test it out. And I got the stove brick put in there. You see it, the fire brick? Got that put in there. And look how good it's burning though. It's got awesome like flow, airflow. And when you shut it up, it seals and there's no fumes that come out. It's pretty dope. And surprisingly, this sealed up really good. There's no gaps in there. So I did change, like I said, I changed the flue from there to here. Like one of the viewers had suggested. Appreciate the tip. Now I can control, you know, how much smoke and stuff goes in there, which, you know, kick it down a little bit and see what happens. I don't want to do it too much right now because, you know, like I said, there's a tad bit. Well, you can see now, see it's stopped. It's not smoking as much because it's getting really hot and all the smoke's leaving. But still, I mean, for me, I want that thing totally sealed. I don't want any smoke, anything coming in here at all, even when it's just starting to burn. So that's it. Let's turn this fan on. This thing blows crazy. So that's low. Let's see if I can get a napkin here. I'll show you how hard this thing blows. You can hear it. It is just pumping. Blows super hard. I can feel it all the way over there in the corner of the garage, and that's low. So I was gonna put, you know, make a box back there and get like optimum flow, but I don't need it because that's low, and that's just pumping on low. So I really don't need it. So that's it. I'll update you guys. Next, I gotta paint it. I gotta paint both barrels, and like I said, I'm gonna seal those pipes. And I still gotta run the pipe right there outside all the way to the top with the rain guard on the top. So once I get all that done, I'll show you guys. Peace. What's cracking? Today on Big Builds, I finished up the barrel heater. Dun dun dun. Check it out. So I actually even started to paint some of it. It's all plumbed through the wall. Now these tubes get super hot. This right here is the triple wall tube that I told you about for running the exhaust out, and it's super cold to the touch. Can't even feel it. But just to be safe, I cut around that area just to be safe. And I've got my fan back here, just pumping hot air, super hot air. This thing is great. So I'll turn it off here. I welded a little shelf on there with just 2 pieces of 2x4 steel that I had. It doesn't even get hot at all, like not at all. So it doesn't even affect these little rubber bushings here. I got this portable ventilator at Harbor Freight. I don't know how much that was, but it was pretty cheap with my discount code. And yeah, this is it. This thing is rocking right now. And it's got a full fire going in there. No smoke. I think the problems, I was having problems with smoke through there, and I think some of the problem was it just wasn't hot enough, and you know, I just kind of didn't do a big full-on fire in there. I also went and got, let me see if I can find this stuff to show you guys. The garage is a mess. I have to clean it back up. Right here. So I got this Rutland high heat silicone. 500 degree silicone. And I said, just to be safe, just because me, you know, I don't want to smell any, I don't want to see any smoke, smell any smoke. So I did everything. I did all the joints with that, all the way out, even the wall, even in between here and in there. Now there's not one drop of smoke that comes out. So you can see it's about 85 degrees in here right now, which is great, and I'll show you why. It's snowing here. Boom. And you can see I ran the exhaust pipe out the top. It's working beautifully. Come over here and show you guys real quick. All right, so here it is. Mine, I pushed mine out further because I wanted it further away, and I just got this 90 all the way up here. And that bracket right there is for a 6-inch tube, but it's really loose and floppy in there. So I actually just for now just stuck a piece of metal in there. I'm gonna actually get something else in there and come out here, and I'm gonna put a piece of wood across there to nail to screw those into. Those are screwed into the side right now, and they hold, but I want it super stable. But this is it. It's working awesome. It's out up over the garage. It's heating the garage beautifully. Now I do have a little bit of, like you can see here, just water, like condensation coming out of here and out of the joints. I think that's normal outside. And I did have it inside a little bit, and it did actually come through. Like, I messed up. So I was supposed to get fire brick, and I did get fire brick, but I got fire bricks, which is actually what you put in there to start a fire. So I lined it with that, left. Of course, it never got hot enough to like make a full-on like fire, and it really just kind of smoked like crazy. And this is how I got these stains right here. And this was before I caulked all this up too. So just to be safe, I caulked all that up because I don't want anything coming back through there. So that's it though. Like I said, this thing is perfect. Even on low, it just pumps air through here. Just pumping air through here. So again, that's it. That's the barrel heater, start to finish. If I can do it, you can do it. It probably cost me about, I don't know, 200 bucks with all the pipe and all that stuff to run it outside and the clamps. All together probably cost me about 200 bucks. And that's nothing to heat a garage this big. 200 bucks for a heater that's free, that runs on wood. You can't beat it, I don't think. So that's it, another day of big builds. If you like my channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, leave me comments on my videos, go check out my other builds. This was just a barrel heater. I put this under like the tools section. Next I'll be previewing all of this. This is the scissor lift that I got for cars. I'm gonna start hooking that up and getting that going. I'm gonna do a whole video on this scissor lift. It goes up about 6 foot with cars on it. This is a full-on frame pulling machine for cars. I'll be making a whole video about this start to finish and giving you reviews on it, little tips, see if it's worth the money. I'll show you where I got it, how much I paid for it. This thing is awesome. This machine right here can make you a lot of money. So again, if you like my channel, subscribe to it, leave comments below, go check out my builds, go check out my rat rod build. It was the very first thing that I put on YouTube from start to scratch. The first videos are did them with a cell phone, not the greatest, but you know, a lot of people have liked them. I've got like 70-some thousand views on some of the ones towards the end there. If you like that, check it out. I'm starting to rebuild cars. I got a lot more builds on there. I'm gonna do some bad stuff to those cars. Check it out, give me a follow, stay tuned. Thanks for watching.